Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mid-Season Cup. It is the final game of the day, Game 8. Holy crap.
Yep.
We've been here for a while, we did. I feel like I'm about to be attached to the chair.
Yeah.
Because also the breaks aren't super long. Thankfully, I made it to the bathroom. Brendan warned me that there's just not a lot of break time, so prepare what you're going to do, like have some snacks in between certain games and then go to the bathroom between certain games, and I think we've done relatively well there. But here we are into our last game of the day. It's going to be DRX versus JDG, the LPL 2020 Spring Champions versus DRX.
Yep.
The third place team in the LCK for Spring 2020, wanting to try and get a few more of these accolades, right? This is a team that did prove themselves very, very potent against LPL opposition last year in the 2019 Rift Rivals. But other than that, they really do need to start putting some things on the mantelpiece, right? Getting some trophies and bringing them home.
Yeah.
And it's now going to be on the back of a lot of these rookies.
There was like so many worries going around the DRX side because, yeah, as you mentioned, there is so many rookies. They're young players. Yes, they have a veteran player, Depth and Chovy, but still, Chovy is young and they're just really, really young, you know? Everyone.
Yeah, the fact that Chovy's considered a veteran player is actually crazy because
that is really crazy,
he came in
man.
as early as he possibly could.
Yeah.
It was like when he was of age, Rather immediately got benched and Chovy came in. So he's been playing for actually like the most time possible for someone his age.
Yeah.
But Deft has been playing for a hell of a lot longer, and also he's not old. I think this is crazy. This is something we've discussed at length on the Pog State about the age of players and things like that. Even Lumao talking about the fact that if he was 3 years younger, etc. Like, come on, dude. You're like, what, 22?
I think...
Talk to me in 10 years.
I mean, in Asia, I think that's like a lot more than when you compare to Western countries. You know?
I think so too.
When you think about the stars in the Western, like there is some old people.
I think of my hero,
players.
Lemon Nation, who was playing until his mid-40s by what everyone would say about how old he is. Of course, he wasn't quite that old, but he was certainly one of the older players.
Yeah,
and was playing pro for Cloud9 for a very long time.
Yeah. And
Joker thankfully exists here in the LCK only recently,
but he's the only
to
one.
be the coach, and came back after doing military service, and still able to perform.
Yeah.
As you can see JDG now on your screen, back at it one more time, able to have a game's rest. And that is going to be something that DRX were not afforded. However, second chances is something that DRX have had a lot of so far this tournament. They win the first two, and then how many do they have to lose to get out of the tournament seems to be the question. As now it is, what? This will be going on 3 in a row?
I mean, it can be really short game, you know? In this kind of tiebreaker, I actually played some tiebreakers, and I was watching a lot of tiebreakers game, and some people might think that, oh yeah, it can be really long game because they really want to play safe, but at the end, you lose your focus and your mentality is already like kind of broken.
And also your emotions are certainly on edge as well, so there's a lot of factors.
So it can be really short game too, like really one-sided, you know? So we're gonna see. And I wonder what's gonna happen in the draft too, because DRX is on the blue side again, right?
Yeah. Well, maybe this will allow them to get something like a Graves or something like that. But being forced to ban the Nidalee on blue side is dangerous.
And last time JDG banned out Graves, if
yeah, they did. They did. That was their final ban. I believe it was something like Varus into Zoe into Graves.
Yep.
Which I feel they should not change. I think that's pretty good for JDG right here. But what is going to be the first pick out of DRX is going to be my question, because they're going to need to deviate. I really hope so. I don't want them to run back the same composition again. Even if it did... Oh, okay. So this is the change.
That's gone.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. Then legally you can play Kalista.
Legally?
Yeah.
It's not illegal to play Kalista this game. We're not going to jail. Deft is going to be safe. It's fine. I actually love that. I love that. You're allowed to do it, Deft.
Yeah.
Kalista is back on the table again.
Yeah, you banned Aphelios, so just first pick Kalista, or you can do whatever you want.
Yep. All right. What do they pair it with, though, is going to be the question. This is exactly what we're expecting. I can't quite remember what their second ban was on the blue side
I don't remember
in their
either.
last game. And to be honest, it's so late that I'm not even going to bother trying to find out. I apologize, guys. Doran, now thinking about his first pick, might have been the set, actually.
Kalista, for sure.
Set against Lumao could have been... Oh, no, it was played by Doran, wasn't it? Never mind.
Yeah,
So Kalista
this
going
is
to be
just
locked this
Kalista
time.
for sure. They banned Aphelios and Versus gun.
Yeah.
So, but there is one more late game secret champion on the AD carry side, which is Israel. I mean, I asked a lot to the AD carry players, and some players likes the Kalista side because you can push normally. Normally you can push 24/7 from 1 to like level 9 or something.
Yeah.
Before like Israel gets like Iceborne Gauntlet and Muramana, but Manamune. But yeah, but some good Israel players are liking Israel side because yeah, anyways you get pushed in, but it's really hard for Kalista to hit the turret. In fact.
Well, that's true. Yeah. So you get lane priority, but you don't actually achieve much.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter if your team is fine with losing both Priya, which is like our mid champion has like strong pressure, or Priya with Syndra, then their mid laner can definitely help their bot lane. So I think it's a really great choice by JDG that they picked up Israel and Syndra at the same time.
It's just a lot of sort of consistent, stable picks to come through from JDG here. And,
long range CC and damage and stable. And yeah. But it's carrier set support? No.
Or
it's set top again, it seems like.
Nope. No, that is definitely Chovy's Nautilus mid. 100%. 100%.
100%?
Yeah. I guarantee we've got Kalista set bot lane and Nautilus in the mid lane. Look,
Actually,
I'm not 100%. It is very late.
Yeah.
But Chovy does love this pick. And
I mean,
he's
just do it
into
then.
something like a Syndra. And we've seen him win this matchup before. So
I mean, just
that's sort of where
confirm it then,
my
you know?
my thought process is.
It doesn't matter. You said it's late, so you can just confirm it.
Hey, yeah, perfect. Okay, yeah, guaranteed. So we can see that Chovy has picked the Nautilus. It's impossible to swap, actually. In Game 8, you know, we've got blind pick for our first games in the best of 5s tomorrow. That's really cool. In Game 8, in the final tiebreaker of any group stage game, you're not allowed to switch mid lane. So you're now going to be playing mid lane, mid lane Leona this game. I'm lying to you guys. I apologize. As the Olaf is going to be banned away here, Silas is going to be the follow-up ban on DRX's side as JDG.
I mean,
Still looking for a jungler.
I would not give another set game for Doran, you know?
No,
like
I don't want that
game.
either, yeah.
So, I mean, he didn't play that well. Like, in that game, he was not impacted at all. And lane was also like, nothing happened. And in team fight, nothing happened. So, if I'm like head coach for like DRX, then I would definitely not giving.
Oh my god, I've had a brainwave for like the perfect 2 picks for Dragon X now. They go with Kalista set bot lane, they go with Nautilus mid, they go Evelynn jungle, and Ornn top lane.
Okay.
Because you've got like all of that extra like magic damage coming out from the jungle with the Evelynn. She receives some buffs. Oh, never mind. JDG opted out by picking up the Lee Sin. All jokes aside, Kanavi very good at the Lee Sin, and the champion pool in the jungle has been well and truly stripped down.
Zac.
Zac is another magic damage choice. But now I'm expecting something like a cannon towards the top side.
Cannon or like...
Oh, I just don't know about the
Wilcon,
Rex side.
yeah.
Oh, it's just going to be Trundle. And they're going to pick it into the Lee Sin. Regardless of that being considered in an isolated matchup. Decent for the Lee Sin.
Yep.
Never happened. Like, we say this every single time, but if you ever have a look at the results, like Trundle wins this matchup every time. I swear.
Yeah.
But it just feels like something our players are very comfortable picking.
Yeah, and when Pyoshik is on Trundle, it feels a lot more safer. And they're actually giving set to Doran again.
Or
it seems like.
Or are they giving?
Technically, it should be Akali mid and set top lane, and Nautilus support.
Yeah, I mean that should be what it is, right? But
yeah.
I'm still sitting on my I want it to be Nautilus mid type mindset.
And Doran Akali top lane?
Yeah, I mean Doran's a decent Akali player. Not as good as Chovy, right? I think Chovy's probably one of the best Chovy players that we have outside of Showmaker. And as you can see, it is exactly as you said.
Yagao Mordekaiser? No? Oh?
Kanavi? Mordekaiser jungle?
Okay.
No, Pog?
Okay, so
24 seconds.
It's
Swap
20
the set,
seconds,
not.
by the way.
Swap the set, not, boys.
Okay, it's set.
Set mid? Chovy set mid?
Yeah.
Oh my god. This
In the last game, tiebreaker.
And is this heal set mid? I don't even know. No, the
no,
graphics.
I mean, it's
we don't actually know.
These some of the spells are bugged, but the swap is real.
Oh my god, that's so good.
So Chovy is picking set mid lane in the last game.
I don't even know what to say. And are they actually just going to switch Chovy and Doran?
I don't think about that, but
I mean,
actually all
neither of these lanes are great for Dragon X, to be honest. But I guess maybe Mordekaiser is going to have a worse time against Akali. And Chovy can just use Haymaker whenever Unleashed Power comes out and build a bunch of magic resist.
I mean, I'm just not sure about why they picked up this set mid lane Alia. Maybe, I mean, he's so Syndra, and he just picked it after that, so maybe that's the reason. We'll see the reason.
Exactly. Let's see as we get into game 8. All right, here we are onto the Rift for the final game of the Mid-Season Cup for the group stage. Day number 2.
It's Phase Rush, by the way. Phase Rush mid set.
Oh, hell yeah.
With heal.
Yeah.
With heal.
Do you know what heal does? It makes your Nimbus Cloak insane amounts of movement speed.
True.
Right?
Yeah, and it seems like Yagao has no cleanse for the set flash combo.
Uh-huh. Chovy's just absolutely favored in this matchup. Not entirely, not true at all, right, guys? Like Yagao, he's got a phase rush of his own. He's also Cinder. He can cast spells while moving, and Chovy should have a pretty rough time. The grit that Set has and that extra that extra regen is going to be very helpful. You can see it is the ultra movement speed Set build this time around again, but he's going to go into the resolve tree to try and grab a little bit of extra sustain.
So there is no Hex Flash for the set. I mean, again, DRX picked up for the early game. I don't see this composition as late game teamfight.
Yeah,
I don't.
No, I mean I think they have more gears as they move to the late game, right? Like it feels more like the composition has an identity. But you're right. As far as champions, hell no. Like this is let's win by 25.
Yeah, I mean, and Chovy picked up. I mean, Set is not a consistent damage dealer when it comes to teamfight. He's all in and engage and one timing and burst the damage and soak some damage. So I'm just worried about it.
I'm worried about it too, and I'm worried about Chovy being able to survive in this laning phase. He's been playing melee into Syndra a lot with a couple of Rumble games that he's had.
Yeah.
But this is a very CV Max, Dark Technologies style draft.
Dark Technology, yeah.
And
Talia Fanteon.
Yeah, I knew you were going to bring that up, and that's exactly what I was talking about. Oftentimes it just doesn't work. And they played you remember Lucian Funnel that they just had a week of loving and losing on over and over again? Sometimes the stubbornness can become an issue. But is this going to be an example of that? Because so far today, their first 2 games certainly displayed some really creative drops. It's a really cool look for this team. So far, Doran also playing very well up against Zoom here topside. Although Zoom, I think an example of a player that's a little bit better than a lot of the Mordekaisers that we've seen in the LCK. I think the LPL had some better Mordekaiser play in comparison to what we had. We sort of lost interest in Mordekaiser outside of Ixu wanting to play him with a whole bunch of attack speed. And we'll see whether Zoom is going to go down that route with the Wits End Rage Blade.
Oh ho. No cleans, by the way.
Yeah, and this might be how you get Chovy ahead. As Yagao.
It's the timing.
Yeah, getting baited as in they go. Facebreaker is going to land onto Yagao, and Kanavi turns up and finds himself with a couple of people here that are going to deny this. Oh, the flash comes out. No, actually, Yagao flashing over the wall, teleports to try and get back as Chovy. Another Facebreaker and good night, Yagao. Decent try, but he was on top of a ward in the end. Chovy puts it down, locks it up, and grabs himself first blood. And you said that things could be going fast, and that's exactly what DRX want to go for.
We got first kill at 4 minutes, I'm glad.
Oh,
and
baby.
He got cancelled, TP2, so this is actually really huge, by the way. He lost so many mid creeps
and kept Chovy's flash. So flash Facebreaker into Pillar is there to stop Yagao from being able to do anything, and the punishment on picking up this teleport is just going to continue.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a chance that Yagao gets his flash back up and is sitting on 0-3.
Yeah.
Or 0 creeps. As we have a look at it again.
It was just plain stun and into Pillar. And also carry us wrong. As I mentioned, Kalista is gonna push Israel for like 100 years, so
200 years in fact.
Yeah, so
no, he's not in the game.
It was really great bot lane fire into help mid lane.
Yeah, I think it was just well orchestrated by DRX, and actually really obviously this is something that CVMax probably came up with as one of their strategies to try and allow the set to be able to function in the mid lane. But I like coaches that give their players a plan of attack, right? Or, whoever it was that actually had the idea. I don't want to guarantee that it was CVMax, but I have a feeling it feels like something that he would have designed. And it allows the players to just focus on the game and understand that the strategy is something that they already have in place. And so you don't need to think too much extra about it. And thinking on the fly and getting all those shot calls working and things like that. You just follow the motions and do something that you're confident at. So I like it, especially in these tiebreakers, as DRX are going to lock down the Ocean Drake. We have Mountain or Infernal as our final Dragon Soul of the day.
So yeah, he's already having fun time, Chovy. He has no vision on the top side, but he's just pushing in front of Yago's face.
Oh, Kanavi, this is dangerous. As Chovy actually looking for Yagao. He sneaks into this brush and he just gets hand-delivered. Immediately the safeguard comes out as Kanavi. I think that might have been a little bit of mechanical error. He's looking to try and turn it onto Pioshik as Doran. He gets himself in there. One more auto from Chovy will lock down this kill onto Kanavi as he is going to land it. And Pioshik baits out the Q and isn't going to get killed. That was, somewhat close to him just being able to provide a taxi ride and a kill. But in the end, not going to happen, and Lee Sin is picked again. Yeah. And once again, we're asking why.
This is LCK mid laners,
Yeah, I mean, this is also Korean Lee Sins, apart from Ning. Ning, of course, isn't.
That's true.
But so far, we've just had a lot of Lee Sin today.
Yeah.
And a lot of losing. We know that this isn't a good pick in most scenarios.
Yeah, then, as my perspective from pro scene experience, maybe something happened in scrims, Maybe one player was just smurfing so hard on Lee Sin, so everyone thinks that, oh yeah, Lee Sin is broken.
Yeah. I mean, do you know what I think's broken? Chovy's ability to understand exactly what Kanavi was going to do and getting himself into exactly the right position to counter it.
That is truly true.
Just so good. Uppercuts him, grabs that kill for the second one of the game. Is Doran thinking about utilizing the second portion of his shuriken backflip? But Chovy, he's a man about town. He's just wandering throughout the enemy jungle. And Blast coning himself around here. Level 7 now, 64 CS to the 64 of Yagao. But as you can see, this is going to be Sunfire Cape on the set as first item, just so that he can push out waves as fast as possible. And it now has the Mercury Treads, which are the bane of the Syndra's existence.
And yeah, with those early game composition, it's already great news for DRX. And we saw how impactful is when your mid laner has Priya, right? So many times. And this time around, it's gonna be Infernar or Mountain Drake for the Dragon Soul. So I really hope this time around DRX gets 4 Drake for themselves.
There's the Death Realm. As Doran going to be throwing out a few ultimates. He's going to get another charge, so should be able to make himself escape. Gets over that wall. Make himself escape. Not great English, but Kyoshik is going to demonstrate pretty great Shelly stealing as True Shot Barrage avoided by doing nothing by Doran. Fantastic work. And Eye of the Herald is taken for free. So DRX, it looked a little bit rough, but actually they take everything that they want all across the map.
They're fine, yeah. They're fine. They got the header, they got the Drake. Everything is going great, and Doran didn't got solo kill. So, I mean, this seems everything perfect, but still, you know. We were talking about this like before when DRX played against Jingle Gaming.
Yeah, we had moments in the Gen G game as well for DRX. DRX,
yes.
I mean, what we need to do, if you're a DRX fan, is just hope that they don't get to soul point again.
Yeah, maybe they're not even surprised by winning all the game, you know?
Oh, wait, no, but there isn't any Ocean Souls anymore. So
no Ocean Soul, it's Infernal or Mountain.
Exactly. So that means that maybe it's a buff to DRX. Maybe they can win, assuming there's no Ocean Soul. This is going to be a skirmish in the river. Lumao getting taken down relatively low. Fate's called. Kanavi exhausted. Lee Sin going to go down once again. And there's the concussive blows coming out from Carrier. Lumao slowed down, destroyed. Carrier controlling this skirmish so beautifully. And Chovy says, Bloken, sorry, buddy, but that's a triple kill for my AD carry. And 5-0 for DRX.
I told you. When it comes to last game and long day, in a last game tiebreaker, it can be really short.
Yeah, that's true.
And one-sided, because one team will lose their focus.
Were you expecting that to be JDG though? I most certainly wasn't. I
mean,
was expecting that to be DRX.
Because it can be, because they can be really cocky, you know? Oh yeah. This is what we wanted.
Oh man, like, I was personally pretty worried for DRX. However, the game is not over yet.
Yeah, but I don't know why they were like... If they really wanted to fight here, then they shouldn't focus Northwest first when they're playing against Kalista.
Yeah.
And also, their mid laner was stuck under turret. So there was no point for them to take the fight here, but obviously, it was long day for them. And yeah. Definitely that they lost focus.
Well, Cloud Drake, I believe, was taken down by JDG.
Yeah.
So Kanavi was at least able to grab that. Carrier immediately goes golden here as Yao tries to lock him down. I have a feeling that it's still a dead Nautilus, and it is. As there's the safeguard kick flash, and Deft is going to join him in the death chamber. Kanavi showing us maybe why this Lee Sin was picked up. Level 8 now on the Lee Sin, has been able to keep himself ahead as far as jungle camps are concerned, and maybe his relevance is going to be more than what we've seen from Lee Sin so far this tournament. Certainly not out of the woods yet, but this is a good sign for JDG.
Yup.
And I just want to see an example of why this Lee Sin is picked in a game like this, where it is so high pressure and can be a bit of a disaster. So let's check out Carrier being caught again. Maybe Deft with a little bit of a, I don't know, disrespect play with Kanavi just being able to get him in exactly the right position and lock down the shutdown for himself.
Yeah, I mean, JDG just got the Cloud Drake because of the tempo. And It seems like LCK broadcasting forgot about it. That JDG got the Inferno's rig.
Ah, there we go. We've reset it. Don't worry, we did.
Okay.
It's okay. John is strong. He might be falling asleep, but he's not completely falling asleep.
Okay, great.
And I only assume that because most of us are falling asleep at this stage.
But anyway, it's still great news for JDG. They were falling down so fast, but they at least stopped a little bit.
Yeah, pulled it back.
To fall down, yeah.
Looks like Chovy's actually going to just sit on this Balmy Cinder in favor of just more movement speed, with the Dead Man's Plate coming in most likely as item number 2 or 1, I guess. Yeah. 1.5. Wouldn't mind it. I think it's an interesting sort of like full tank style set build here for Chovy. Certainly going to be mostly about that utility and being able to frontline, as Kali and Kalista will do most of the work. Kanavi without his flash now. You can see Deft and Kerry are probably going to be a little bit more comfortable. And as I was just saying, that Dead Man's Plate is finally completed here for Chovy. So he'll have a lot of armor, but there is double AP on the side of JDG. And Loken also has a lot of magic damage in his kit. So might want to look towards a Spirit Visage relatively soon here for Chovy.
And yeah, Doran is just silent, but this is what he wants, you know? As a Kali, you just want to farm in lane like safely and then be really impactful in the team fight. And yeah.
And then go Ezreal hunting.
Exactly. Chovy is already doing a great job with impacting the map, especially on the bot side, so I don't think they need to be hurried, but I think they will be thinking about the late game again. They already lost the Dragon Temple, right?
Yeah.
They couldn't get the Drake in a row. So
I think giving up a Cloud is fine though. If you can stack 3 Mountain Drakes, I mean, what does Kanavi ever do? What does Yagao do with so many extra resistances to get through? That does make Koshik so powerful also, with Subjugate only adding to all of that that extra resistance. And if you find a Leona with an Eclipse up, like, you're going to be taking so many stats with that ability. It's certainly something that DRX can capitalize on, but talking about Dragon Souls and DRX is certainly a dangerous prospect. They aren't very good at locking them down.
Yeah. And, the heal in the block, but denied.
That was absolutely... It was very, very fast, so you understand why the heal was picked up with the Nimbus Cloak. Chovy looked like he flashed, but he didn't. He just healed. It's going so fast.
I mean, Yago is actually so insane player, by the way.
He's really good,
blocked this set one time again. Because last game when they played against DRX, it was Doran playing.
Yeah, the flash
in the top, but
showstopper actually got completely interrupted. So
I mean, if actually Doran flashed in that moment, then they would actually completely destroy in that moment. But yeah, this guy is actually really good.
Yeah, I actually think the mid laners in this tournament are just insane, right? Like, we have been blessed in this tournament. Even, you know, when the mid laners that have been kicked out of the tournament are so good, in Showmaker and Faker, you can tell that we must just have pretty high caliber
and
of
Rookie
players.
As well.
Yeah, Rookie's now being eliminated, and now we're finding out whether Yagao or Chovy are going to be in, as BDD has finally been the first Korean, well, LCK mid laner to qualify. So yeah, we're just blessed with some sick mid lane play.
Yep.
I want to confirm that there was a game of Rookie versus Pawn on the Echo versus Yasuo, but the famous game was Rookie versus Godby, so thankfully I did remember correctly. Just needed to ask my mate Rusty back in OCE, and he confirmed. Always there, helping me out. I believe he was actually casting that game alongside me, and Rusty's one of these commentators that absolutely loves like the micro plays, and like, cause he was a pro player as well, right? And,
something like crafting pot for.
Yeah, no, exactly. Those sort of things, like that's what really gets him going. And so watching 2 of like the most mechanically skilled players at the time in the LPL play 2 champions that certainly have a lot of nuance was, yeah, that matchup in that particular game was just super sick. And certainly didn't disappoint here today as well with BDD versus Rookie, despite, in the end, not working out super well for Rookie. The beginning of the game was very, very fun.
Yeah. And the game seems like a bit slow now.
Yeah, I mean, I got to go story time for a really long time.
Yeah, and nothing happened.
Yeah, exactly. Wasn't it? There was, I think I did story time once today, and there was some action by accident. But otherwise, we haven't had too much of an issue. So, yeah, you know, lull states
they're
happen.
just taking it slowly. And I think the more the game goes, maybe JDG is in a comfort zone because they have 2 TPs while Chovy is having heal in mid lane.
And they also have Mordekaiser when we're contesting objectives in the later stages of the game, and that is always something that is very difficult for junglers to deal with. See whether Pyoshik's going to pick up an early QSS to make sure that they can continue locking down these Drakes. There goes the Rift Herald. Plopped down in the mid lane, looking to try and lock this one down. Dredgeline comes in, depth charge onto Loken, who gets himself the hell out of there. Lumao's exhausted. Pyoshik actually very healthy now in the front line, but Lumao does go golden with his stopwatch. Chovy as well, gonna have to flash, uses the Haymaker to keep him alive, but JDG so tanky actually. Just surviving forever. Lumao being a perfect example of that. Don't focus the Leona, I think is what we learned.
Yeah. And also, that was not kind of fully forced fight. They really wanted to just push the turret, so that's why Keria tries to just back Loken out.
Yeah.
But in that timing, maybe in DRX side, maybe fight it looked better, but Chovy's skill shot kind of missed. So nothing happened, so they lost the splash for free. But I mean, they got the flash situation.
Yeah, and actually, yeah, you're right. Def was just focusing on the turret more than anything else. Solar Flare, in fact, slowing him down very effectively to get him out of the fight. So, again, Lumao, really good player, by the way. And the second charge out of Shelly might have actually made it worth it here for DRX. And if they get that in a turret, they will certainly open up the map here. Sunfire Cape is now done. Pyoshik is just smacked down by Zoom. Is obliterating Pyoshik at any opportunity that he has. But Chovy's going to break his face and then just walk away. Death Realm going to comes in. Yeah, exactly. As Chovy probably not going to die here, but Zoom is going to keep him in place. As Haymaker comes down, True Shot Barrage flies on forward, and oh my god, Doran just gets exploded. Not quite expecting the big yellow beam to come out of the Ezreal and take down the Akali before he could really do anything after that teleport. As DRX now find themselves on the back foot once again. We've seen this before. It's not quite the third Drake.
Yep.
But, oh man, they've got a script.
Yeah.
And I just really would prefer it if they stopped reading from it.
And they also... Doran finally did something in this game.
He died.
TP'd and died.
Yeah.
He just farmed for 20 minutes to die TP on the top side.
It's alright, he gets a redo. Does have Oblivion Orb and the Sorcerer's Shoes plus his Hextech Gunblade, so he is certainly fight ready. As Chovy is very tanky, even if he has no real magic resist outside of his Merc Treads, I think, at this stage. Still, Zoom is just not really doing much to him, especially through all these shields.
Yeah, maybe.
That's a great stun out of Yagao.
Yeah, maybe in hindsight, Doran could just save TP and just TP right in time when Chovy gets focused, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
But, yeah, maybe it was a little bit early TP, but yeah, good play by Yagao. His Syndra is nothing, and the more I see Syndra in this tournament, the more I think this champion is just so broken. You
and
can
should
just
probably
blind
be
pick
banned,
it.
yeah. I think the worry here is nice Dredgeline comes out. Gonna have to hold the thought for the moment as there's the showstopper. Double face breaker comes in. Double knock up from Deft as well. As both the Syndra and that pesky Leona are gonna fall down. Zoom now gonna put Chovy once again back in the Death Realm and is gonna be able to take him out as goes golden in the end. Dredgeline is going to miss. Still 3 members alive as Doran dives on top of him. That is going to be the Nautilus going down, and Zoom is very strong right here, but Deft trying to get himself out of the way, hopping away from Zoom right here, but the Obliterate comes forward. Triple kill out of the Kalista, and I have a feeling that some of our LCK players weren't quite ready for the LPL Mordekaiser, because I think this breed is a little bit better than ours.
That's for sure. And now the top lane difference is real in this case. I mean, they just ran into Mordekaiser, who has 10 stacks of Conqueror.
Yeah.
The passive on.
Yeah. And they are going to even out the Drakes here, Mountain apiece. Mountain Drake's certainly something that Mordekaiser utilizes extremely well, even if he doesn't necessarily stack resistances. Let's have a look at this yet again. Like, another great engage out of Chovy, and immediately Yagao and Lumao are just out of the fight, right? But again, over-aggression.
Over-aggression, and I think Chovy at the first, he lost the position of the Mordekaiser in the map. And I mean, the reason why they went back is probably Doran called that I have ulti, we can still fight. Or those kind of communications, you know?
Yeah, right.
Doran
and also, you know, Def thinking like maybe he has a little bit more that he could offer. This time he flashed. But,
I mean, he couldn't end it up with his E skill. So that is just all damage from the Kalista, you know? So that's an unlucky moment.
Yep. Well, now I think Zoom's probably going to be trying to put someone like Deft into the Death Chamber. Not sure whether he necessarily wins that one, as Chovy finds a lot of damage onto Yagao, and then just runs on out at lightning speed.
He's like annoying classmate, you know.
It's like, I don't know, Jetson. He just goes really damn fast.
Yeah, I mean he's like annoying classmate.
Yeah,
he just hits and run.
Yeah, hit and run.
Hit and run.
Smacks you. Chovy does have the QSS, so he's not going to get locked down by a solar flare or anything like that. And we do still have DRX with a gold lead.
Yep.
But
it's not huge. It's just only little 1K.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter at all, especially when JDG has kind of slightly better team stuff in the late game, in my opinion. Like Israel, Syndra, and Mordekaiser Max, especially with 3 kills.
Oh yeah, he is very, very scary.
So I think, I mean, I was expecting more from Doran, because he was just farming for 20 minutes, and then, yeah, I mean, if you do not pop off with Akali in the team fight,
in mid-game.
Yeah, I mean, then why do you pick that champion? In the last game, the reason why he picked it is he's really confident of it, right? So he should show the reason why he picked up this champion, but not yet.
Looks like Morellonomicon is going to come in as second item. I don't mind that in the isolated matchup into the Mordekaiser. He does heal a fair bit with the double tap of his W.
And Conqueror.
And Conqueror, you're right. Just consistent sustain. Death Dance almost done here by Loken as well, so if the Akali can get some 5-point strikes towards the Ezreal, that could certainly be helpful. Chovy with QSS is what I'm actually really interested in, because it means that he's not going to be trapped and taken out by Zoom in these fights. He's not going to be the target, and we'll be able to continue causing an AoE ruckus against the rest of JDG and providing frontline for Death, who now has more of Malmortius complete. Q is going to miss there onto the Kalista. Kanavi with Flash available, so Kick Flash certainly going to be something that Deft has to look out for. Doesn't have QSS up for himself just yet.
Yeah, and is slowly going for the 30 minutes already. The game felt really fast compared to last game, actually.
Yeah, I know. Even though it is now at about the same time that the last game finished.
Yeah.
It was actually, the last game was over in 3 minutes time from now. And I guess if a team fight is just won, you know, in anywhere near JDG or DRX's base, likely that we'd be able to just push through and take that one out. So far JDG without actually taking down any turrets yet. And that might make things tough as Yagao teleports in towards this bottom side, pinging out onto Doran, who does have a stopwatch in his back pocket. Yagao looking to try and combo with Death, I believe. You see building up all of these orbs.
And his face chicken.
Yeah, that's going to be that. Is Doran going to go gold in enough time? And now triple knockup does come forward. Zoom, remember, is very powerful. Is now Chovy looking to try and rocket in towards the back line. Zoom down to about half health, but the face breaker comes forward, and Chovy now trying to control this battlefield where he can. Teleport comes in from Doran, but I think the DRX are now looking to disengage, and JDG are going to say thank you very much for the free summoner spell. We'll try and get out. Chovy says no. Still looking for more. There's the showstopper. Flash into the face breaker as well. Haymaker comes down as Doran gets into his shroud, but does have to dash himself out of the way. Zoom goes into his Zhonya's, and Deft still bouncing around. They still haven't taken anyone down just yet. Doran very low. Chovy at half health. Dredgeline goes wide. And DRX, I just don't know whether they can go any further forward with the buttons they have left available to them.
Oh man, I was looking for Deft in Deft all the time because he had double summon spells. But
yeah.
This time around, he just went back. He's like,
he still does though, and he was like,
do that.
What? He just flashed. Deft just flashed.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah. From where? He flashed from the dragon to the mid lane.
I just cannot believe it.
Well, I mean, that did just happen. This is Deft's handicap for himself. Just wanted to use it.
That was kind of great flank by Chovy, but that Mao cover for the team was just so clean.
Yeah.
It could be disaster for JDG. That was really great flank by them.
And also getting the flash out of Yagao with that flash face breaker as well from Chovy. I think we're getting an idea as to why he's been put on this set pickup.
And yeah, eventually Deft has no flash.
Yeah, ignore that. That's a bug.
And the late game teamfight top is slowly coming, by the way.
Well, there's a flash Dredgeline. Chovy looking to come in again. Yeah, there we go. Showstopper down. But Chovy, I think, bit off a little bit more than he could chew. Yagao getting down very, very low, but Zoom into the back line.
Carrier's dead.
And Carrier is going to be taken out. That's what the Death Realm does for you, is now Pioshik trying to kill this Mordekaiser, but he just can't. Too much zoning potential out from the top laner of JDG. And now DRX are behind in kills and very close to being behind in gold. Thankfully, it's Mountain Drake Soul Point. And DRX are now looking down the barrel of a game that's getting out of their control.
Yeah, I mean, they're slowly losing all point. Slowly, Syndra is getting stronger than mid-set. And also, Israel got 3 items eventually. On the top side, Zuma is just strong in whole point. So yeah, let's look at this once again. I mean, I know it was really great engage timing, but it looked great, but in fact, it wasn't.
I think Mordekaiser was actually slightly out of position as well. Just unfortunate.
Yeah, Mordekaiser has TP and your Akali doesn't.
Yeah.
That was also a huge difference as well.
And a lot of QSS tax is going to be required this game as well.
That is true.
As I think the reason why you're seeing Deft not building one is because he thinks he can just win the 1v1 inside the Death Realm anyway. Because of course Ballista, very annoying for someone like Mordekaiser to lock down with the hoppity hops that you can't utilize.
I mean, he has malmotions already, so
yeah,
that's 100%.
I mean, Zoom is like hard carrying this game. This is just nuts out of the top laner of JDG.
I mean, literally Doran is not existing in this game, by the way.
No.
Like, he's doing literally nothing. In teamfight, when he jumps in, he's like 200 HP in like 1 second.
It reminds me of Gimli from Lord of the Rings. I don't know whether you have watched the movie before. I think he was in 2 Towers, talking about dwarves being natural sprinters. Really good at the beginning, not so good towards the end. And I think that Doran has been a bit of a sprinter so far today.
I mean, he could make it better too, like just having a flanking position all the time and just annoy them, you know, with the position.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm always seeing Akali just dashing in front of their face, and which is so easy to react and to disengage and play against, you know. So I really think Doran should be able to like just flanking on them and looking for like annoying position for their damage dealers. So that means that you can actually be impactful even though you are not dashing in, like still being really annoying for the damage dealers, and maybe you can distract some positions. But right now, it feels like it's just out of control. Like in a bad way.
Yeah, doesn't really know what to do next as well.
Really bad way.
He does have a Zhonya's now, so at least he's going to have that for the next team fight. But that's not going to mean that he equals the value of a 401 Mordekaiser who has been level 18 for what feels like forever.
And one more item as well.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a Nash's Tooth, and that's
Zhonya's, Rylai, and Leandris.
Perfect. I mean, you could build Deathcap next, Void Stuff next. It's basically
or Morello.
Zoom. Yeah, or Morello if you wanted to. Don't know whether I recommend it. I think you guys got the Grievous Wounds down.
Yeah, potential Dragon Soul for DRX.
Oh, teleport to get Doran towards the bottom lane for the flank.
Okay, so he's not flanking.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
He's doing exactly what you didn't want him to do. Right now, it's Lu Mao. Possibly going to get picked up here, but Facebreaker onto 3. And now the Mountain Drake is moving on back. We'll see. Oh, they lock it down. So Mountain Soul has been picked up. It's a big haymaker. Doran goes golden, but Zoom continues to do his Zoom thing. Def with a big shield. Chovy tries to do what he can, but I just don't think that DRX are going to be able to do it. These team fights are just way too consistent from JDG. And Def says, I'm just going to stay in this alcove. Just leave me alone, please,
it's
guys.
It's 5-0 in the team fight.
Well, there's Kanavi probably will lose his GA here. And he does. Deathcrust is going to come down, but the CC is going to be available, and it's just too much. But still going to buy a bit of time. You can see 20 seconds now on Doran, under that, actually. So, Carrier available. But the Baron is exactly where the minds of JDG are. And now DRX with a Mountain Soul. Is it going to be enough to keep them in this one? Just not sure.
And yeah, as I mentioned, I mean, look at this. Look at the team fight. Maybe Chovy did his job, but Akali was just like jump in and get hit by one skill shot, and he's 1 HP.
Yeah.
You cannot do these team fights like this one, you know? I mean, you just cannot just go on front with Akali. That's not how it is.
It's not good enough. And it's obviously not good enough because they're consistently losing these team fights now, despite having a pretty good early game start. You were talking about, you know, games can be really fast in tiebreakers like this. Well, JDG have decided that they're going to go back to their consistent ways.
Yeah.
And you can try and speed up an early game, but it just feels very similar to that of the Gen G of old, or even someone like T1, where, yeah, you might win a couple of fights, get a couple of kills, but it doesn't actually matter. And JDG still only just starting to take their turrets, right? Another one falls down, that is going to be even more of a lead, and all of a sudden, it's ballooned to 6,000 out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. Yeah, I mean, look at the Locan item. I mean, the Israel item.
Yeah, he's
he's unkillable. He's unkillable at this point because DRX has no damage dealer, literally. Can Kalista one-shot Israel when Israel has Bork and Death Dance? With Iceborne Gauntlet?
No.
Or Akali can just one-shot?
No.
0-2-0, and he was just not flanking this game at all. So, yeah, I mean, the game is obviously really hard, but still, you know, there is chance, there is some TP wars behind them, like some pink walls and wall that I can see. So if he can get back his TP, then maybe look for insane one team fight, then the game can be really like random. But right now, JDG is like just so easy.
Well, there's that control ward you can see in the brush very deep.
Yeah, but there's no TP. Like, at least it's like 20, 30 seconds.
Well, in goes Chovy, looks for the showstopper, finds it onto Kanavi. Maybe not the optimal target. That solar flare was so good. Def immediately obliterated. Kanavi actually surviving somehow in the back line. I don't know how JDG have done this, but I have a feeling that they might just be winning right now. This time Doran's going to survive. But honestly, it's too little, too late, and Locan even able to punish him towards the very end. The first inhibitor goes down, and they might just be finished with this tiebreaker right here, right now. And JDG, they tie things up. They get to the very last tiebreaker because their wins were the longest, and they're able to stifle DRX, who went 2-0 at the start of the day. The last remaining inhibitor turret will go down. The Nexus to follow. And I'm sorry, you had a lot of chances to come back, DRX, but the champions of LPL Spring 2020 are eventually victorious.
Yep, their team comp was better. Their team rotation was better. Everything just felt like they showed up that they're a better team than DRX, and yeah.
I think the Mordekaiser was absolutely terrifying as well. As someone that watches predominantly the LCK, we don't get to see too many of these Mordekaisers that show exactly how good he is in these positions. And I think now we understand why it was elected to be picked into things like the set so often, because you do take out all of his ability to be that, I guess, nuisance in these team fights. And you can deal with him there as well. As you can see, some pretty sad faces on the side of DRX. CV Max still in the coach's booth. And this guy, Chovy, he tried real hard today. I think his mid-set was fantastic. Great positioning in the early game. But they do really need to have some consistency as the games go on. And that was not evident. As it gets to about, they have 3 dragons. And then they fall off a cliff, right?
I mean, I really hope this kind of international tournament experience helped DRX, because it's kind of practice for the Worlds, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The group stage is like some kind of this format as well. So if they can get back or have some experience to have consistent in the long games, then they can definitely improve. And they already showed up with the 3 rookies in the international tournament. So I mean, they can be sad, obviously, because they lost, but they can be happy in a good way as well, because they also great experience.
They lost to the LPL 2020 Spring Champions, which is theoretically the champions of the most recent tournament of the best region in the world. So if you're going to lose to anyone, that's the best loss you can have, right?
Yeah, that's true.
They're pretty good, right? That's sort of how it goes. So congratulations to DRX for, making us believers and having a conversation like this when it's in regards to theoretically one of the best teams in the world right now. Based on form of their region and where they made it to in the playoffs. So JDG showing exactly why they are, the LPL champions, because playing with that much patience and resourcefulness, despite DRX getting leads in every single one of their games, just showing that they were able to have that mental fortitude to keep on going that DRX didn't quite have. And look, one LCK team, it's good enough.
Our last hope.
Yep.
It actually happened.
And I wonder when they're going to be playing. Are you going to be casting them tomorrow with Brendan Valdez in game number 1? Or is it going to be LSNI in game
I mean, I really feel like, I can understand NA right now, They were always having C9 for their last hold at Wars, and
and we always have Genji.
And then right now we have only Genji. I miss those days when 2 Korean teams were competing for the Worlds finals.
What about the days where semifinals were 3 Korean teams and then Flash Wolves? What about those finals?
The good days are gone. We need to learn from good teams, and I really hope these kind of experience help for the Korean teams. I'm slightly glad as well, I'm glad that this is not Worlds. If it was Worlds, then I would be so depressed.
Yeah, no, of course. And look, this is still a big deal for so many of these players. We've mentioned the prize pool. It is massive, by the way, 600K for the winner of this tournament. But the thing that I think is really fantastic about this is getting a bit of a gauge on what international competition is going to look like in 2020, because we've been denied it for so long, right? And I just think that it's brilliant being able to watch these teams go at it on a stage that actually has stakes, because oftentimes, you know, for example, LPL and LCK teams scrim against each other all the time, but scrims are very different to stage games, and I think that already we've seen so many cool things out of both of the regions. The differences between how certain champions work in the hands of different players and why they are, you know, prioritized differently. And I think this damage graph shows exactly what the LCK wasn't ready for, and that is Mordekaiser.
Yeah. I mean, the one team fight that DRX just ran into Mordekaiser on the mid lane, that was just disaster.
Yeah, it was. And losing with Mountain Soul, not something that happens all that often. It's just an unfortunate one for DRX. From top of the standings, basically guaranteed a spot in the semis, to losing every game from there. And look, sometimes these things just happen.
Yep.
We have to also remind everyone that IG, of course, no longer in this tournament as well. It is only going to be JDG, champions of LPL, coming through in that first place, and Gen G to join them. Our champions of the regular split.
Yeah.
And not so much in the final that we don't talk about anymore. However, turning around performances from a lot of their key players in this tournament so far, and you said it at the very beginning, really did look like a hope for the LCK. They will take that first seed, and then DRX in third place as we round this one out, with IG finishing in last. And Yagao is going to pick up player of the game, 4, 2, and 6. You voted for this guy. I thought that Zoom was pretty good too, but I guess Yagao also was able to land lots of stuff.
I mean, I rate more about the map control, the early map control. You know, that's my like high rate point for the when it comes to like POG and good player as well. You know, and this player, I mean, he decided to blind pick Syndra in the first phase as well, and he got the first gank, but after that, on the top side fight, he was there and just one-shotting Thoran. And all the team fights, he was kind of denying Chovy from the super play as well. So, I mean, he well deserves the POG, but all the players deserve POG actually, because all the 5 players play really well.
And the coach, I think the draft was definitely a lot better than
the Israel Syndra pick was the main part, you know.
Yeah, and they were the first 2 picks, right?
Yeah, I mean, I really think they won the draft at that point.
Yeah.
Seriously.
From, like, red 1 and 2.
Yeah, red 1 and 2. Israel Syndra lock-in, GG.
That's pretty early. Yeah. That's actually very similar to when we saw the Zoe Ezreal locked in. We were like,
exactly.
Breath of fresh air, beautiful. Love to be able to call a draft over after the first 2 picks have gone down. However, I don't know whether that game necessarily came down to just it was a draft win. I think that JD just played some really consistent League of Legends and believed in themselves. I know that sounds cliche and corny, right? But this is a team that they were unflappable on the Rift today. And obviously, the amount of time spent here at Lolpa for Dragon X was getting to them. But it's like...
It's almost 1 a.m. by the way.
Yeah, it's like 1 a.m. and we started at 4 p.m.
So we spent almost 12 hours in Lol Park, and I need to be here in like 10 hours again.
Yeah, and so did the players, right? So I can't imagine what it is to like sit here and have to do that. Yeah, I mean, me too. But you have to think that these sort of fatigue things come in. But we are going to throw it over to Iris once again for another.
这一场加赛结束之后，我们请到的是 Kanavi 来到了赛后采访席。I'm Iris here, joined by Kanavi, the jungler from JD Gaming. Please say hello to our audience. 先跟各位打个招呼吧。
안녕하세요, JDG 정글러 카나비입니다.
欢迎 Kanavi， 今天确实是非常高兴拿下了这场加赛的胜利。所以我想问一下，在这场比赛结束之后，你们有没有感觉到长舒一口气呢？
느낌을 받았는지 그런 느낌이 있는지.
사실 오늘 일찍 와서 첫 판 치고 좀 많이 당황했었는데 일단 3판 연속이어서 되게 기분 좋고요. 그래서 한숨 좀 돌린 것 같아요.
确实我们今天就是来的比较早嘛，然后来的比较早，然后第一场输了，当时是挺慌的，然后后面我们就是连续拿下了3场，所以说还是挺开心的，然后确实是松了一口气。
So I asked him about how does he feel kind of relieved after the tiebreaker. So he said yes, because we came to the venue a kind of earlier today. So we felt bad after losing the first game, but we made a very in-time adjustment. So I feel really relieved after winning this game. So it's a rematch up against Dragon X. Did you guys share some words or thoughts before the game? 那这一次也是在短时间之内跟 Dragon X 的再次交手嘛，所以赛前的话，大家有没有分享一些什么话或者想法之类的呢？
그러니까 우리가 짧은 시간에 또 DRX랑 또 다시 대결 붙게 되었잖아, 리매치 하게 되었잖아. 그래서 뭐 우리가 대기하고 있는 동안 뭐 팀원들끼리 뭐 서로 어떤 얘기 했는지, 뭐 어떤 얘기 했는지 그런 궁금하다.
일단 DRX랑 첫판에서 저희가 이겨가지고 저희 생각이 그냥 저희가 실수만 하지 않으면 이길 거다 생각해서 실수만 좀 덜 하자는 생각으로 게임에 임한 것 같아요.
就是我们就是打 DRX 第一场我们是赢了，然后我们就赢了之后就觉得我们只要减少失误的话是完全可以赢的，然后就是抱着这样的心态，就是减少失误，然后就说了这些东西吧，就是。
So we won the first game laning against Dragon X. So all we thought about is if we don't make any mistakes, then we can take down our enemy. So that's what we did after taking the first win. So now you're moving on to the next stage of the tournament, where there's gonna be a blind pick of the best of 5. What champions do you think are most likely to show up? 所以那今天的话呢，是进入到了半决赛。半决赛的 BO5第一把是盲选模式嘛，所以你个人觉得来说，什么英雄比较可能会出现呢？
그러니까 우리가 내일에 준결승을 하게 되는데 블라인드 픽을 하게 되잖아. 그래서 어떤 챔피언들이 등장할 것 같은지.
블라인드 픽이고 일단 적팀인 펌플럭스랑 저희 팀이랑 굉장히 친하기 때문에 상대방이랑 좀 물어보면서 같이 뭘 할지 정해야 될 것 같아요.
就是我们明天跟 FunPlus 打嘛，打半决赛，然后我们跟 FunPlus 关系也是挺好的，然后可能要跟他们讨论一下盲选要选什么样的英雄，应该会这样吧。
So we'll compete with FunPlus Phoenix tomorrow because we are really close. We are really good relationship with them. So I may ask them about what we're gonna pick tomorrow. So yeah, that would be our little strategy. So you must be very tired after such a long day. So last but not least, do you have any words for your fans that have been supporting you all along? 那最后的话也是非常辛苦，你刚刚也听到你一直在说很累。所以今天这么辛苦的赢下了比赛之后，有没有什么话想对一直在屏幕之前为你们加油助威的粉丝说的呢？
그러니까 오늘 힘들게 대회를 이겼잖아. 그래서 뭐 지금까지 이렇게 힘들게 뭐 지지해주고 늦은 시간인데 지금까지 지지해준 팬들한테 뭐 하고 싶은 말 있는지.
지금 시간이 좀 많이 늦었는데 지금 시간까지 응원해주신 팬분들도 감사드리고 내일도 좋은 경기로 보답해 드릴 테니까 내일도 응원해줬으면 좋겠어요.
就是这么晚了，然后到现在还在支持我们的粉丝，你们辛苦了。然后明天的话，我们也会以一个好的状态来就是报答你们，然后就这。
So thank you guys for supporting us in the very late time, and I promise we will perform better to get the good results. That's for tomorrow match. And thank you, Kanavi, for joining us. And thank you, Mr. Choi, for the translation. That's really the interview and Maris here. 那谢谢 Kanavi 来到我们的赛后采访，也谢谢小崔的这个翻译。那我们先把采访先到此告一段落。
Thank you very much, Iris, for the translation alongside Kanavi. That was a lot of different translating that had to happen a lot of different ways. And that was that was well done in the end. But as you can see, Gen.G and JDG, they will be the ones to move forward. Gen.G, the lone Korean team that are going to be in the semi-finals, taking on Top Esports in our semi-finals coming up tomorrow. How did I forget the word semi-finals? I gotta go to bed, Woodin.
Yeah?
I really have to. That is exactly what is going to be coming up. And FPX versus JDG. You heard it from Kanavi there just before. Good friends, these two squads.
Yeah, maybe we can see something like Miro.
Yeah, I want to see like some fun picks.
And if like Z versus Z or something.
And Yagao and Doinby have been facing each other so long as well.
I'm actually into this. I really think FPX, they should just all pick up their World Skin Champions.
No.
And look for...
Do you remember when we lost Asia Games? Don't talk about that again, okay?
I mean, like all the World Champions
opening
skins.
Old wounds.
You know?
That means he has to play Lee Sin.
Yeah, I mean Lee Sin, GP, and Thresh, Vayne on the bot lane, and mid lane is...
Oh yeah, what did Doinby go with in the end?
actually lost.
Yeah, I'm lost too, to be honest.
I've
been lost for the last hour and a half. Thankfully, we made it through, and we at least crowned one LCK team a spot in the semis up against Top Esports. That's going to be a really interesting... Oh my god, it's BDD versus Knight for one.
Oh, there.
And it's blind pick game 1.
Oh.
Like, dude, what does that mean? It has to be Zed versus Echo, right? Because like BDD is the Zed and Knight is the Echo. I know, like, we're never gonna have the Zed pick. It's never gonna be Zed, but I want it so bad. But ladies and gentlemen, finally we have come to a close for tonight. Thank you so much for sticking with us for all 8 of these games, and we'll see you for the semifinals tomorrow. Good night.
I see you broken and beat.